And we're back! Hey everybody, I'm Lakota, this is Tangential Gaming, and this is something I have never done before, so bear with me. Me and a few of my buddies from work have decided to do a D&D campaign. I think this is going to be a blast, but it could also be absolute utter chaos.
It's gonna be a train wreck.
But the best one ever heard of.
Buckle your seatbelts.
Oh, train wrecks can be fun.
Train wrecks can be... No, train wrecks can't be fun. Don't say that.
No wrecking a train is the fun part.
All you have to do is buckle your belts.
As you can see, as anyone can plainly see, I've already got my hands full. So, as I said, I'm looking... Shh! Quiet, children.
You're not my dad.
I'm going to go in order from what I see on screen. Daniel, introduce yourself and your character.
What's up, guys? I'm Daniel Holmes. My character is Zelophobe Greenleaf.
That's all you need to say for now. Don't tell class or anything else. Just introduce the character, all right?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Patrick.
My name's Klaus. No last name.
All right. Dom.
I am Eulant Druso, at your service.
And next to me, my brother.
Drill, tree, till drum. My name is Joker Jack.
Now, this is going to be a bit of a different campaign. This is going to be a little dark. It's not. Wouldn't call it grim dark, but
I wouldn't call it little either.
our players are playing criminals for all intents and purposes. Criminals in a very unique situation. And it's that situation that we will introduce them in. So, we begin with the introduction.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hang on, gotta find it. There it is. Heroes. Heroes come in many shapes and forms, large or small, alone or among allies. Heroes of the light, defending against the shadows and holding back the tide from those who would strip the rights of others. Many a hero has risen and fell in the glass veil, and many more are still to come. But this isn't a story about heroes. This story is about those who fight for their own selfish reasons, in the name of their freedom. This story is a story of shadow attempting to devour the light. This is a story ripped straight from the bowels of hell. Maybe they could be heroes, but for now, they are prisoners. Our story begins on a road in the country of Adaria, far too close to the war border for the taste of any average civilian, as a caravan of armored, enclosed carriages rumbles its way toward their destination. It's a dreary, cloudy, winter morning, with very little light, as the carriage's cargo, prisoners, await their fate, each recalling the words of the warden echoing in their heads. 2 years, and you're free. Our story of 4 begins with 1. As Zelphone sits chained to the floor of the carriage. What's on your mind?
Not again.
Around you, Zelphone, you see many other people like you, all similarly chained. Essentially, your wrists are chained with very long handcuffs, essentially, that go through a loop in the floor. All around
At
you...
least I got company this time.
Sorry, you can go.
We said at least I got company this time.
Yep, lots of company. There are a number of individuals who apparently were given the same offer.
Well, wonder where we're going.
Well, you were told the name of the town, New Hillside. You know a little bit about it. You also know that most soldiers are absolutely terrified of the place whenever they have to come anywhere near the place.
Sounds like a casual Tuesday.
Is there anything specific on Zelphone's mind? Anything he would be thinking about as he's awaiting for these carriages to stop?
What's the food like?
Currently, you have stopped a couple of times, and the food quality has not changed from when you were in prison. It's basically gruel in a bowl. But you also have no utensils, so you're basically stuck sitting on the floor, slurping it by holding the bowl up to your mouth and drinking it down. It's not pleasant. Kind of reminds you of military food.
Home sweet home.
In the same carriage as you, there's another individual. A horned individual standing off to the side. Patrick, what is Klaus thinking about?
I'm just here to kill people with my bare hands.
So not much on his mind then.
Nah. Just here to serve my 2 years and kill as many people as possible.
Alright. You do see you can kind of make out an elven individual in the same carriage as you. You're close enough that you two could talk if you wished.
Which elf?
Oh, yeah.
Different elven individual. Zelphone is also an elf.
I think all these elves look funny.
Like you got room to talk.
Hey. What? You see this mustache? Oh wait, can't see my character yet, can you?
Don't worry, you'll get a chance to describe your character. I promise. Right now, this is just a bit of an introductory course.
At least I'm tall enough to ride the rides.
Hey, I'm 5'10", man. I can get on there too.
You must be exactly this tall to stand in front of a wall and fire an arrow.
Right.
Moving to a different carriage. Yulin, what's on your mind as the carriages rumble down the road?
More just looking forward to our location.
Fair enough.
Wondering what the people there are going to be like, I'd reckon.
You see another individual. It looks to be half-elven. Joker, what are you thinking about?
My dang nose itches.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yulin, you see a particularly a somewhat scrawny-looking half-elf attempting to scratch his nose, but the chain of his cuffs is far too short, and he is bending in ways inconceivable to attempt to scratch, and is failing miserably.
Hey, old friend. Need a bit of help there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't lean forward and offer my chains for him to...
You lean forward, and Joker, you do manage to scrape your nose. Get some relief.
Finally. Thank you, kind sir.
It's no issue. All going to the same place after all.
Yes.
Speaking of, after a while, you feel the carts they transition from dirt roads into something more cobbled. As you look out the what could be called a window, you do see that you have entered a town. And as the carts travel forward, you can just make out people sort of peeking out of their homes at what must be an entire caravan of these armored carts moving through town, and they don't seem to be stopping. They're definitely not stopping at the beginning of town. They seem to keep going for a good bit into a sort of back corner of the town, at which point you can sort of make out it's kind of a square. It's kind of like the center of a town, but not at the center of town. Like a cul-de-sac, essentially, but it's open in the front.
Aye.
And you can, as these carts pull up in front of this cul-de-sac, you see, all of you can see this, you see 3 buildings about 2 stories tall, with groups of individuals standing in front of them. In front of each of these houses is an individual group of people, and standing in front of those groups, you see 2 individuals in front of each group. You see that seem to be in charge somewhat. You also see off to the side you can make out that there are other individuals there, but you can't quite see them yet. And it's about that time that the carts come to a stop. All of you are sort of jerked forward a bit.
We're here.
As it does not come to a pleasant stop.
Now the fun begins.
And one by one, the doors of the carts are opened.
Finally.
Guards come in, some ruder than others, and undo your chains from the ground, but keep your wrists manacled. You are then walked outside, and the scene before you is as I described, but you also now see other individuals. You see 3 other individuals in total. One of them is an orc man, dressed in full armor, wielding a scary-looking greatsword. He's got a snarl on his face, and standing next to him, you see an odd-looking individual. It appears to be a woman. She is she's weirdly tall and kind of skinny, looks kind of gangly. She's attractive, but skinny. A weirdly skinny, to put it.
Has been in jail skinny.
Not necessarily has been in jail skinny, just She's definitely not human, which is also clear by the fact her skin is a light shade of lavender.
Okay.
Yeah.
She also has a strangely long nose. The Feyfolk may make history checks. That would be Zelphone and Yulin, and you can make one too. You two, however, get advantage. You do not.
Yeah.
Ugh.
18.
18.
What you got, Daniel?
What are we checking?
Roll history. So what you do is you go to where it says history. It's one of your skills. And I do believe you can just click the number. Oh, yeah, that's how it works.
History is IN, right?
Huh? No, history is HI.
Skills.
You also have advantage, which means you can roll twice and take the better number.
Okay. I still have 8.
16. No, 18.
18.
I have 18.
Oh, all of you recognize she is a hag spawn, which means she's half something and half hag.
Oh, that's suddenly making a lot more sense now.
Well, again,
What other half is?
she has a pleasant-looking face, just a nose that's about 6 inches long.
Aye.
A girl's got a bigger nose than me.
Across the way, you see something else very odd. A metal man dressed in a suit.
Are we talking tuxedo suit?
Not tuxedo suit, but like a business suit. Klaus, you still there?
I am.
Okay. Alright, so as you are all walked out, you are all grouped together, and you see multiple guards, but also you see walking up into the middle in front of all of you, along with this metal man, you see the warden.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as previously stated, the warden, as previously stated all to you in session 0, the warden is a tall, human man, very muscular, wearing this sort of dark steel, dark iron armor, with a sort of, I believe the description that me and Dominic called it was a military-style mullet.
Military style mullet.
And he's got these very large shoulder pads that have spikes on them, but the spikes are blunted and diamond shaped. And he looks at all of you and says, "Welcome to your new home for the next 2 years, prisoners."
Glad to be here.
A few people chime in along with you. And he waves his hand, shushing all of you. "This here is New Hillside. It's a pleasant little hamlet, most of the time." Looks up at the cloudy gray sky. "Except for the major problem that persists in the area. Demons and devils, spawned from a shard of glass. A weak point in the veil that we can't close. Now, you have been in my custody this entire time, but it's time for me to hand you over to the people in charge. I'm going to give it over to Mayor Third to introduce you to how things work here.
Lovely.
At this point, the metal man walks forward and says, "Greetings and welcome to New Hillside."
Robo-Man.
Lovely.
This lovely place shall be your new home for the next 2 years. You shall protect us from the things that want to harm us, and the good people who are paid to live here.
I hate to interrupt, but I've got to ask you a question.
Are you talking to me or the Robo Man?
I'm talking to the robot guy.
The guards shush you.
Rude.
Hey, I heard there was going to be refreshments. Where's the donuts?
Silence. The robot
What do
man.
you do if it rains?
The robot man's eyes glow red. Klaus, Zelphone, I need you both to make Constitution saving throws. You're about to find out what the little rock on your neck does.
Uh-oh. This ain't gonna be
Oh,
good,
yeah.
guys.
Got a 17.
Oh,
I think
shit.
I'll be alright.
Oh, that's actually impressive.
I got a 7.
Oh, good.
Klaus, you're still gonna get hurt by. Klaus, you're still gonna get hurt by this, but you'll only take half damage. Zelphone, Klaus, you both feel a buzzing come from the diamond-shaped stone that was implanted in your neck as part of this agreement to come here. You both take... Zelphone, you take 5 damage.
Ow.
Klaus, you take 3 damage.
Hey, man, this ain't fair. I just want my donut.
The prisoners shall be quiet while I am giving my speech.
I just whispered, so that's what they do.
So what happens is the mayor then stands up straight. His eyes go back to a blue color. And he says, "You shall be under the care of one of the 3 houses. Each has its own leader, and your skills have been evaluated from your records to determine where you would be most suited." I hand it over to them now. You watch, stepping as the robot man steps away. You watch as the robot man steps away.
Could I whisper to Daniel real quick?
I mean, you can, yeah.
That robot guy's a dick.
I thought I was the only one thinking that. I just really want to know what happens when it gets wet. I also have a question for Lakota.
Yes.
Or any of y'all.
Yes.
All right, so since I took 5 damage, do I mark that on my hit points or?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I can hear you, but the camera won't. The microphone won't. Okay. So, yeah, for
All right.
playing
So, what happens is as Mayor Third steps away. What's that noise?
Mayor Turd?
Third.
Oh.
Although I assume that is the rude nickname you're going to give him.
Most
Likely.
likely.
I'm just gonna call him Tin Can.
As he steps away, you watch as these other individuals step forward. These individuals are, first, you see a tall, lanky man with long-ish hair that comes about to his collarbone. He's wearing leather armor. He looks kind of pale. Standing next to him is a halfling woman who... It's profiling, but her appearance screams thief. And this man steps forward. Across from him, a woman steps forward, dressed in a gown, for lack of a better word, that is black with silver accents. She's holding one of those frilly umbrellas in her hand, like the ones that are not made for rain, the ones that you use on during the day to keep the sun off of you.
Parasol.
She is actually pale. Yes, parasol, you are correct. She is very pale. She has long, dark hair. She has this long, black hair. And she, standing next to her is a giant gray-skinned man, which you would all recognize as a Goliath, dressed like a butler. And...
You right.
standing at the last man who walks forward has very dark skin. He basically looks like he has a permanent tan, if I had to describe it. He is muscled, very well muscled. He's wearing this sort of sleeveless leather thing. And some, like, leather breeches with some, like, ropes and things on it. The most defining thing about him is that there is a giant claw mark going across his face. And standing next to
Man of Wolf.
Standing next to him is an elven woman.
He opened his mouth when he said that.
Standing next to him is an elven woman. Wood elf, by the look of it. Dressed in what can only be described as light samurai armor.
I play enough For Honor to know what that looks like.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a ninja, if I'm being honest. But, like, slightly heavier.
So a fat ninja.
It's at that point that each of these people pulls out it's sort of a stone tablet with, like, runes on it, and they start calling out names. And while you're waiting for your names to be called, excuse me, you hear a few other names. One moment.
I feel like we're in school again.
The first thing you hear, one of the things you hear after you hear this name is as the name Eleanor Brightheart. Report to the second house. And you watch as this small girl is marched forward, crying her eyes out. And she says, no. I don't know why I'm here. I want my mommy. As she is marched forward to this lanky, long-haired man.
Yikes.
She looks like a child. She looks like a legitimate child.
I'm willing to bet she's not.
My thoughts exactly.
As she approaches this man, he kneels down to her. She stands about like 3 feet tall. It's like, oh, it's okay, little girl. We'll help you find your mommy. But first, let me try this. And you watch as he holds up another stone and sort of just rubs it. And where he rubs it, a rune lights up. And you watch as a light protrudes from this girl's neck as she takes damage as well from it. And she goes, ah! You bitch! Oh, that's not appropriate language for such a small girl. Your mom should teach you better language. She snarls at the man, but he immediately holds up the stone and says, I can do it again. I can do it all day. She backs down immediately and joins this group of people behind him.
Who's gonna pay up?
Triple niggas already.
The next name you hear is... Yep, there's the name. Hessick Hollowscale! Report to the first house! As you watch a man... in prison rags walk forward. He's kind of handsome. But what you notice immediately is his eyes are reptilian, and he has scales on his cheeks.
Gone too.
And he approaches this woman. He approaches this woman dressed in all black, who, by the way, on top of being very pale and dressed in a gorgeous black gown and holding a parasol, she is drop-dead gorgeous. Like, I hate to put it this way, she has Step on Me vibes.
Yes.
How much you want to bet he's trying to flirt her?
As he approaches, he says, by the gods, I must be one lucky sod to end up with you as the person in charge of me. She gives a sort of flirtatious smile and says, aw, I bet you say that to all the girls. Only the ones who look like you. And he gets in very close. And before he can open his mouth again, he's on the ground. As the Goliath has beat him over the head and knocked him flat.
Do
He
it.
shouldn't have winked.
I called it.
She then looks up at the she looks up at the large man. At the large hang on, I'm looking for the frickin' there's his name. I have the names written down in a thing, so bear with me.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Aye.
No.
Alright.
Was that a joke?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't do that. You see this beautiful pale woman look up at the butler Goliath and say, "Thank you, Gauche. Now please take the trash and put him where he belongs." The Goliath picks the man up. He says, "Hey, put me down! Put me down!" And then he is sort of shoved into the group of people behind them. The next name you hear is your Zelphone.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Zelphone, describe your character.
Yes, sir.
as you walk out of this group of prisoners still wearing these shackles, describe what you look like. Now, quick reminder, you currently have none of your gear. So you're wearing prison rags.
Well, I was about to say, I'm in prison rags. Pretty worn down from all this sludge I've been having to indulge in. Which is starting to grow on me, I'm not going to lie. Getting kind of used to it. My hair is all matted down my back, of course. Pretty beaten down.
As
Do I get full description?
you're good. That's fine.
Okay.
As you approach, you hear, "You have been called to the third house," and he gestures towards the house with the man with the scar over his face.
Scarface, you and me, lucky number 3.
As you walk up, he says, "My name is Malik Dib. You are under my watch."
You lick what?
My name is Malik Dib.
Nice to meet you, I'm Zell. Looks like we're gonna be roomies.
I am the one in charge of you. I highly recommend you learn that quickly. Stand with the others.
Okie dokie.
You enter this crowd of other prisoners. The next name that is called out is also for the third house. Klaus!
Yes.
Hey, I'm the big. Do I put on the sorting hat or?
Klaus, describe yourself. Describe your appearance.
I'm a red tiefling who has sharpened his tail to use to fight. With the best handlebar mustache you could possibly ever see.
Bravo.
It is quite impressive, if I'm not
Two
to say so.
giant horns with short hair. And sometimes I like to pick up swords with my tail and fight with them.
Okay. So, you approach and you see this man with the 3 claw marks across his face.
Hey guy, I have a question for you. I was just wondering, were the refreshments a lie, or like, are we getting them after, or like, what's going on with that?
There will be food once everyone has been placed where they belong.
Okay, you should hurry up with that. We've been in prison.
Looks like we have a lot of jokers this year, Cora. He turns to the wood elven woman next to him. She says, "Don't worry, sir. I'm sure we'll beat that out of them."
Oh no, I've taken much more punishment than this.
I may be beaten down a little bit, but my wits are still there, so I mean...
Hey, that's all I like to say. The harder you beat, you get back up, the harder
Get
you
with
are.
the other prisoners. You are ushered into the group of prisoners.
Oh, he gets ushered, but I get thrown. What the heck?
Hey, guys, I appreciate it. I just want my refreshments. I don't care about anything else.
It's got to be the mustache.
Yulin, your name is called. Describe what you look like.
Yulon is as well kent as a prisoner could be. Probably a little more upbeat, with likely napping on the trip as much as possible.
Alright, you make your way up to the same man with the claws over his face, with the claw mark across his face.
I do hope that we will find ourselves in placid waters with each other. And just walk on.
Behave yourself, and we might. The next name that is called...
Alright.
Joker Jack, report to the third house.
Hooray!
Joker, describe yourself.
Okay. He is a half-elf. Short hair, blue eyes. And like every prisoner with horror rags for clothing. Disgust about it. And yeah. It's got a short tube.
You make your way up to this man. He is taller than you.
Yeah.
He looks down at you and says,
How's the wear up there?
is that supposed to be funny?
No, that's why
I thought it was funny.
Quiet, you.
Very quiet.
No,
They're
that's
not
fine
moving
though.
zero
I
freshmen.
cannot see the wear up here. Your show's like a mountain.
I may kill all of the new recruits. He looks at the elven woman beside him. Just all of them. Now, we have to behave.
Why? Yeah. Why so serious?
All of you make perception checks. This would be a great time.
Oh dear.
Everybody make perception checks.
10.
Well, what was that? Who said that?
Who said?
Dom?
Oh.
Hey, everybody still there? What the heck?
I have no clue.
Hang on. Hey, can you guys hear me? Oh, for crying out loud.
My page went off too. The Wi-Fi went down.
You gotta be careful where you're putting your feet, dude.
I was. Let me check the Wi-Fi. There's only one light on. Okay, Wi-Fi's back on. Why? So that went bad.
Hang on. Hey, you guys still there?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi just dropped. I think Steven accidentally bumped the plug.
I have no clue.
Oosh.
I fine, didn't.
Just you gotta be careful when you're sitting there, dude. I've done the exact same thing.
This is why I don't want to get a chair.
Just mind where your feet are. All right.
I'm
So
keeping my eye on my
what
feet
perception
this time.
checks? What did we roll?
Mine was
Alright, Dave.
16 plus 2, so
Are you still
18.
recording?
Yeah, the recording's still going.
Okay.
15 plus 2. Daniel, what'd you get?
21.
21.
21.
Oh crap, my
21.
stats are not showing.
Okay. Dom, what'd you get?
10. I rolled very poorly.
Okay, so the 17 and the 21 will get it. So the first thing...
No, it's true.
So the 17 will get you this. The first thing you notice is...
My bad.
Everyone that was already here when you guys got here has a sort of ribbon on their arm with a picture on it. The picture, and it looks like it's different for each one of the houses. The picture on the one with the guys that you're with is a 3 and an RD, so third. And then there seems, some of them have like different numbers of stars on them.
My Wi-Fi
Except
is
for
down
these...
again.
Except... What the...
My foot's...
What the heck? Why does it keep going down?
What the hell?
I don't know.
Okay, my Wi-Fi's back up. I turn my Wi-Fi back on now.
Mine don't.
Okay.
I've got strength,
have
intelligence,
Where...
wisdom.
Alright, where did you lose me?
At the very
You said
beginning.
the first thing is
Okay, the first thing you notice is all of these people have these sort of ribbons on their sleeves. Every single person who's already here has one. It seems different between each of these houses. The first house has one that's the first, so 1 ST, and then some stars. The second house has second. Your guys' house has third, and then some stars. And then each one of these leaders has one that is the third, second, or the first, second, and third, and a crown. You also notice that some people here have a decent number of stars on them. Some people have 5 stars on them. Some people have 4 stars or 6 stars. You see the person standing next to each one of these people has one that is the number with a sword behind it.
But here is the train wreck. This is weird enough that we keep coming in and out of sessions.
The next thing you notice is, and this one is specifically for Daniel, because you rolled so high, you also notice that on the neck of, on Malik's neck, there is an X-shaped scar. Roughly around where the stone would be that you guys have in your neck.
so that means that guy got one of the buzzers too.
Well, he was. You actually notice that a few people have that X-shaped scar, but it's only people who have more than two stars on their ribbon thing. A lot of noise going on your end, Dom.
Are you running a fan?
Shouldn't be.
Huh?
It sounds like you're running a
Can
fan.
it pick that up?
Huh?
Is it picking that up?
Yes.
That is 6 feet from me.
Yeah.
I'm behind a wall.
It's been picking up for a while. I just wasn't sure what to say about it.
Are you in a hurricane?
Give me a second. I gotta.
Better
I'll turn
you
it
in
to
a
low. Give me a
hurricane.
second.
Hit me like a hurricane.
I knew you guys would get along. This is fantastic.
He's playing from an airplane. Y'all leave him alone.
He's skydiving right now, guys. Come on.
All right.
If it's still picking that up, there's nothing I can do about it. So,
It's fine. I figured I'd bring it to attention. So, you have that information. you can bring that up to other people later. What happens next is they keep calling out names, and the next name you hear is Ernie Feltz. Report to third house. And you see this man who looks, he's very skinny. He looks kind of old, like probably late 50s. He sort of steps forward. He looks scared out of his frickin' mind. And he starts to walk forward, and then he just sort of stops. And one of the guards looks at him and says, Report to your station. And he starts shaking his head. He goes, No, you can't make me stay here. You can't make me. And he starts running. He starts trying to run through town.
Run, Forrest, run!
Ernie, don't do it.
The next thing you see is the woman standing next to Malik pull out, at first you think it's a sword, and then it's longer, as a bladed whip shoots out and wraps around the man's neck. And she says, You know, one of you tries to run every year. I really wish it would stop being from our house. The warden speaks up and says, You made a deal, Ernie. 2 years here, and you get to walk free.
I bet he felt that.
And you just hear, and you see some blood actually trickling down his neck. Because again, it's a bladed whip, so it's kind of digging in. Cora, the elven woman, says, I'm going to let you go, and you're going to report over here. And if you don't, we'll just have the militia run you down. And you watch as she sort of does a single motion with her wrist and retracts the whip, knocking Ernie on his ass. He's then picked up by some guards and then shoved over with your group.
What a lovely group of people.
They keep calling names for a while. Until finally, there's one person left. But they're not calling out any more names. The person you see before you that's still there, it's a woman. She's chained. She looks kind of young, very much early 20s. She's got currently dirty blonde hair that sort of comes like halfway down her back. She's got blue eyes. And she looks very tired, like most of you. Probably didn't get much sleep on the way up. And she's standing there. And the three heads of the house sort of look at each other and say, You have any more on your list? No, I got all of them off my list. You sure she's not one of yours, Miss Nocturne? I assure you, I went through my list very thoroughly. Pardon me, I dropped the die. It's gone now. I'll get it back later.
Missing die. Oh no.
And what about you, Dennis? Are you sure you just don't want this one? Oh, believe me, I'd love to have a few extra. All of mine seem to leave.
Probably because she's a bitch.
Well, I suppose that means it just We just have to give it to, third house. Malik glares scornfully at the other two. Really? We're doing this again? Well, she's not on anyone else's list. She's not on mine either. Fine. Girl, what's your name? Ariel Huck. Get over here. She is walked forward, and stands with the rest of you. It's at this point that Third, the mayor, walks forward again and says, "Congratulations! May you be helpful and successful members of society. Have a very pleasant day." Clank, clank, as he begins to walk away.
Sounds like somebody needs oil.
Somebody shoot him with a water gun.
The warden walks forward again and says, "Prisoners, I shall be back in 2 years' time. I shall be back next year, and the year after that. But for today, who's leaving?" And you watch as several people step forward and begin removing that ribbon from their arms and handing them to the house heads. As they all walk forward, and they start climbing into the back of the wagons.
Well, some of you cannot take the pressure.
No? All of... You notice that all of the ones that are leaving have at least 2 stars on their ribbons.
I know what that means.
You see that some of them have more than 2 stars, but most of them have 2 stars. You see a lot of the ones who only have 2 stars are leaving from this Danis guy's house, second house. They seem to be leaving in droves, and they are very gruffly and roughly handing back their ribbons to Danis, who's just smiling and waving. It's like, "Bye, it was nice having ya."
Good thing we're not in her house.
His.
His
Danis is the other man.
Okay.
Dennis does sound like a girl's name.
Yeah. Wait, that's a guy?
After...
Do you need to go clear your browser history?
No.
After all of these other prisoners, former prisoners now, climb onto these wagons, the warden takes one last look and says, 2 years, then you're free. Good luck.
So you say.
And he walks away. He gets back into one of the wagons, and the wagons pull away. And as they do, each of the house heads turns to their groups and starts ushering everyone into the buildings behind them. Everybody make perception checks again.
Okay.
60.
Wrong dice. It is
I'm starting that I should probably just talk in the English accent.
I got 16.
I got 17.
Patrick?
I got a 3.
You ain't noticing crap.
Dom, what'd you roll?
16.
Okay. So, first, Klaus, wow, that's probably one of the biggest houses you've ever seen. The rest of you, that house is not big enough to fit all these people. Why are we going into that house?
It is a lot of people in a little bitty house.
Yeah, you see, this group, even after people walking away and leaving, there's still a good number of them in your group. Dennis seems to be fine. His group seems relatively small. You guys, your group is rather big, but as Cora, who walks to the front of the group, opens the door and you guys enter, you quickly realize
it's bigger on the inside.
I was wondering who was going to say it first.
I was about to.
You see a massive foyer with stairs leading up to a second and even a third level that you know does not exist on the outside of this house. You see multiple rooms, most of which seem to be bedrooms. You see a sort of mess area where there are multiple tables. It's past the foyers where that is. And you do see that they seem to be preparing food.
Finally.
I didn't lie.
Joker Jack is looking at the rest.
Spouse is over here starving to death.
It's at that point that Malik holds up the stone and sort of grips it tightly. All of your manacles fall off. He then touches it again, and in front of each of you is a backpack. They're very familiar.
Oh.
They're very familiar backpacks. They belong to you guys.
Presents!
President, they're just giving us our stuff back.
You also notice that each of the backpacks is marked with a number. Malik speaks up and says, the number indicates what room you'll be sleeping in for the next 2 years. Head up there, change your clothes, and then come back here.
Joker Jack just grab up his backpack. I hope we have roommates.
So guys, tell me, what room number do you want to have?
How many rooms?
You want to be roommates?
You will all be sharing a room.
Oh, we all share a room.
It is.
Are we splitting a room?
It's 4 people to a room.
Okay, how many rooms?
Pick a number. It's
I feel like Dom's gonna be like a really high number.
It's a pocket dimension. It's pretty large.
Either 42 or 69.
Say again?
Either 42 or 69.
No 69. As DM, I veto 69.
Row 44 is out too?
Did you just say Rule 34?
Yes.
I also
Dom
overruled...
didn't say 420.
I mean, there are at least 3 stoners in this group, so...
If you guys want room 420, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down.
You
That's
all
a long
have
way
room
up.
420, and for some reason the door is painted green.
Yep.
With a leaf in front of the door.
Oh, this is exactly as chaotic as I thought it would be. Let's go.
I see whoever had this room had the same idea.
Alright, so let me ask this. Who brought the herb?
I got the fire, nothing much else.
We'll find some out in the wild, don't you worry.
I mean, which one of you is
Somebody's got to grow it.
the closest
I brought
person
a
to
little
range
bit.
to here?
Alright, guys, come on. Bring it back in. You guys,
Yes.
You guys arrive at your green door with 420 on it and realize that you all have been designated to the same room.
Why are
Well.
you guys taller than me?
Hey, how'd I get put
I'm
with 3
taller than
elves?
all of you.
Look,
I'm taller than most people.
Careful. You guys are talking over each other.
Yeah.
Alright. Yes. Let's go with Dom saying, I'm taller than most of you.
Why are you so short?
Why are you so mean?
Just honest, my friend.
Can't believe I got put with a bunch of elves.
Right.
Problem
we gotta
with Bill, there, mate.
A half elf.
And when's the last time you took a bath, man?
Oh, well, we've been in prison, man.
Well, they at least sprayed me with a hose twice a week.
Not me, dude. They said, get in there, you little red thing.
Today.
They were
But
mean.
then again,
What was that,
I
Dom?
was smart enough.
What'd you say, Dom?
At least 2 days.
Alright, so... eventually, I assume you all enter the room. Or would you guys like to try and talk to each other more?
How spacious is this room?
As you open the door...
We talking 4 quarters?
As you open the door, you see that it is separated into 4 corners.
That was about to be my question.
Yes. Each corner of the room has a bed. For each of you to sleep in, there's a small dresser next to it, like a bedside table, dresser combo thing. There is a candle by each bed so that, you know, you have some light in the night if you need it. There is a small closet by each door.
I call it
I'm
window.
taking the bed in the far.
Try that one again.
Taking the bed in the far left corner.
Klaus is just happy to have a bed at this point.
I'm taking the one far right.
No. Far right is mine.
I take the one on the top.
I think you guys should fight for it.
Yeah. A warlock.
I will hang you from a nail.
If you take
Just
the
so
far
everybody
left,
knows.
If you take the far left, you'll be able to aim through the door.
Just so you guys know, Klaus is the instigator.
I think we've picked up on that.
Yeah.
So each of you have your bag with your stuff in it, which allows you to get dressed. Let's start from the bottom this time and describe you guys sort of getting your stuff out. Joker,
Alright.
you don't have a whole lot to do, except as you're getting dressed, you also realize you have time to call for a friend.
Let's pick up my hat with a feather.
Mhm.
Oh, he still answers. That's
You guys watch as Joker pulls out what looks like a jester's hat, shoves his whole arm into it, and then you watch him pull out a small dragon.
What trick?
Pillows!
The dragon has a handful of has like poker cards in his hand and goes, read them in hey, where am I? What's going on? Boys! Summers! Oh, boys! And he then hugs your face. I'm so glad to see you. I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, Lady Joy's gonna be so glad to hear you're alive. And he's just sort of floating. I honestly thought you were dead. I thought they caught you and they executed you, and I'm running out of air. He faints.
Bubbles!
Now let's see you pull a rabbit out of that hat.
What?
He said he wants to
I
see her.
think there's a bit more than a big smoke room.
I will now post
What did he say?
it's a bit more than smoke and mirrors.
Oh.
I will now post an image of Joker to the image channel if you guys want to see that.
I just pulled my staff out of my head too.
Yep, you watch him pull a whole frickin' staff out of his hat. Now that one had to be mirrors because you did not have a hat of holding.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a cool dragon, though.
Thank you.
Hey, what happened? What happened? I ran out of air. Boss! He hugs your face again.
Good.
Tell them what the dragon's name is.
Gentlemen, behold the mighty Bubbles.
Pleasure to meet
The
you.
mighty Joe?
Bubbles. His name is Bubbles.
Ah.
Pleasure to meet you, pseudo dragon extraordinaire, familiar to the one and only Joker Jack.
He's a mouthy dragon, ain't he?
I have identified the chaos.
And use a mouthy elf. You point.
Joker Jack just pulled
Touche.
his tail. I just pulled his tail back. Now, Bubbles, no be rude to the guests, or friends,
So,
or acquaintances.
what happens next is we're going to go to Dominic's character because this one's rather special. Yulin, you start pulling out your old armor, and immediately are met with the fact that it still bears your old insignias.
That's going to be strange.
In fact, right on the front of your breastplate is just a big picture of a sun.
I'm imagining Solaire.
So what is Yulin feeling as he looks upon this old raiment of his?
Tired.
Shouldn't have smoked so much, bro.
No, just slept too much on the way here. Don't worry about it.
Do you get dressed regardless, Yulin?
For now.
Alright. Do you want me to go ahead and post the picture of your character?
Yep.
Alright. One moment.
It is needed to be said that at the moment, my outfit is not the same colors as the picture. It is currently like orange and yellow and disgustingly bright.
Yes. There it is. Just posted it. You're also given You're also given a chance to, like, tame the hair.
It does need quite a bit of taming.
There is a sort of stone of infinite water in the room. Basically a sink.
Okay.
So you can, like, get in, like, a quick, just a sink bath.
PTA, got you.
Klaus. You there, Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay. Klaus, you start getting your stuff ready. Now, granted, your clothes are a bit more... They're a lot less nice looking than your fellows. And as you go through the rest of your stuff, you do find something that you did not expect to find. You find a letter.
Okay.
It's postmarked 3 years ago, shortly after you were put in prison. It's from your mother.
Okay.
Does Klaus read it, or does Klaus put it away for now?
It puts it away from you.
Alright, so you sort of stash it away as you continue getting dressed, and I will post Klaus's picture. There's Klaus. I'll let everyone get a moment to look at it.
I like the skirt.
I went for a gladiator. You can't really see my tail, but I do have a tail.
Yeah, he does have a tail.
You can
It's
kind
just
of see it.
he has a tail. It's
Sorry,
just to
got the
get the
back.
best picture. I had to turn. I needed to rotate it to make it look
Yeah.
to give a full face view.
There's another pose for that to show that.
He picked the pose. I didn't. Zelphone,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
you find all of your stuff also in place. As you put your things on, you find something. I'm curious what Zelphone's feelings towards it is. The clothes you pull out are your military uniform. They are marked by your rank. You still have patches on them that designate you as First Blade, if I remember correctly, is what we decided on.
Yeah, second in command.
Yes. How does Zelphone feel about this ranking mark that, well, more or less got him in here?
Truth be told, I'd probably go do it again. Kind of set back a little, reminiscing.
So I take it you leave the rank insignia on?
Oh yeah.
Alright then. Zelphone gets dressed, and I will post an image of Zelphone. Now, in my opinion, you look like a freaking cowboy, so...
Kind of what I was going for.
I'll give everybody a moment to take a look at it.
Diablo 2 Demon.
Yeah, it does give off the Demon Slayer from Diablo 2, doesn't it?
Kind of looks like Hemlock from Borderlands.
I would also agree
Hemlock.
with that. So, as you all finish getting dressed, there is a knock at your door.
I will approach and open the door.
You open the door, and standing there is Cora, the elven samurai woman that you saw, and standing next to her is the blonde, blue-eyed girl. She looks at you and
The
says,
one nobody wanted.
She looks at you and says, "This one needs a place to stay. You're taking her." She sort of just... She doesn't shove, but she kind of pushes her in.
Okay.
Any funny business, and I'll break every bone you have. And then she walks away and closes your door.
Lovely woman, is she?
That was certainly.
I mean, did you realize
Dom first.
they didn't realize what room they were putting her in?
Literally all murderers. Oops, all murderers.
I mean, to be fair, you guys don't know what each other is in here for yet. You have not had that conversation. But she does look very nervous at all of you. She is the youngest one in this room. I have done the math.
Well, I would hope so. This is a room full of elves.
And a tiefling.
Don't forget about me.
You're probably still taller than two of us. I'm just saying.
Get
Actually, there's a couple of different rooms where the women and the men are sharing.
So is there still only 4 beds?
It's as you say that, Klaus, the room shakes. And you watch as it expands just slightly to have room for a 5th bed. And a 5th bed just sort of appears.
But,
Oh, we're in Hogwarts.
before anybody asks, I did not do that.
We're not in Kansas anymore. I know that.
What's a Kansas?
What's an Arkansas?
She's like, oh, great, I have a place to sleep. And she sort of just walks past you guys. She looks very nervous. And she sort of closes a curtain. The curtain has been put up near her bed. She sort of closes it and starts putting her stuff on. After a bit, she comes out and... Zelphone! You recognize her armor.
Right. She's military.
She is military. She has a rank on her arm. She is also a First Blade. Although not a First Blade Ascendant like you. She is merely a normal First Blade, which puts her basically one step above a basic soldier.
I kind of actually felt this coming, if I must say.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, like when you first introduced her,
Oh no, that was her
I
talking.
kind of felt like there was...
That was her talking. I thought you were talking in character.
Oh. Well, when I first saw you, I don't know, just something about you seemed familiar.
Oh, and she looks at your arm. Right, you're a soldier too. I didn't notice. Sorry. And then she sort of does a very awkward salute.
At ease.
Right. Thank you.
Klaus is very suspicious that she may be a spy.
I suppose that technically makes 3 of us, though I will admit I'm a soldier in a very different manner.
You then hear a bell ringing outside.
You were...
And a call for... Come and get it!
Looks like
Grab time.
anybody
First one down the stairs.
As you all rush downstairs, you are... it is not gruel. It is not a feast
I
by...
feel like Klaus jumped.
Huh?
I said I feel like Klaus jumped over the balcony just to be the first one down there.
Klaus, did you, Klaus?
There's now hoof marks in the bottom floor of the house.
I would like you to make dexterity check.
Dexterity.
Are they really?
Make it... No, better yet. Hang on.
Not
What'd you roll?
okay. 19 plus 3, 22.
You 3-point landing and then rush to the freaking table.
Are there railings on the stairs?
There are railings. Why?
Of course. I slide down.
Okay, roll me acrobatics. I guess. Roll me dexterity.
Alright.
Since I made him roll dexterity, roll dexterity.
Okay. 13.
You get a few splinters, but you make it down.
I'm not taking those out for you.
I feel like, considering Yolan's height, more of a brisk walk.
Yeah.
Agreed. You all make your way down your various different ways. Does Zelphone have a specific way he gets down?
He just watched the rest of them be idiots.
You all make your way to the chow line. It is not gruel, but it's not a feast by any stretch of the imagination. What you have in front of you is bread, cheese, and meat.
Hey, compared to what they had us eating in that prison, this is a feast.
Amen
That
to
isn't what
that.
the church gave us.
Klaus is ecstatic because he didn't. He's ate gruel mostly his whole life. So
Yeah, that's fair. Ariel, the girl who was assigned to your room, also approaches and gets her food. And do you all sit at the same table?
Of course.
I
Yeah.
suppose that would be apt.
Alright, so you all sit down at a table together. And at this point, you may now converse with one another. This is where you need to be careful about talking over each other. My suggestion would be if you do not have Discord up on your phone where you can see who's talking at any given time, I would recommend putting that up. I don't immediately think you will need your character sheet for this, so you can go ahead and close it for a little bit.
I actually can't.
I know. So, you all sit down.
So,
Ooh.
what brings everyone to hell? Eh?
just try and get my freedom like the rest of them.
I mean, hey, it beats a 4x4 cell.
Eh.
Yes.
And I get a chance to shoot somebody, so I mean,
Nobody
I
has a
suppose
choice
that must be
here.
a plus.
What was that, Dom?
I suppose everyone must get their kicks somehow.
oh man.
Ariel speaks up and says, I'm just, I did something stupid, got caught, and got given the offer, so, you know. What are you guys in for?
Me personally,
Uh,
you want to go first or should I?
You go.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, me personally, I killed the king,
Not a king,
Yeah.
a lord.
a lord. He deserves it.
What did he do?
Torture the innocent, raise taxes, execute every child he can find. After he hired me for entertainment, which I say he doesn't have a face or a head.
Because he blew them
Nicely
up!
done.
Bubbles jumps up. He also stole your bread. That's
So interesting.
so murder. Got it. How about you? She gestures towards Zelphone.
Hmm.
You don't.
Well,
you don't have to
as
say if you
you
don't want
heard
to.
him say, I'm also in here for murder. I killed my commanding officer because I didn't like the choices that he made.
Oh. You see her go a little pale.
He was going to get my whole group of men killed, and I knew a better way, and when I brought it to his attention, he didn't like it, so he swung on me, and I, shot him in the face 37 times.
Oh, that's grim.
So also murder. Okay. Raise your hand if you're not here for murder. She raises her own hand. Lovely.
I think you're alone in that, sweetheart.
While everybody's talking, can Klaus roll to see if he can steal people's food off their plate?
Roll sleight of hand. Everyone else roll perception.
Oh dear.
3.
Damn, I only got 11.
13.
Daniel, what'd you get?
16.
Klaus, you go to steal something off of Joker Jack's plate. Joker is not even noticing because he's, like, trying to take his bread back from Bubbles. Yulin and Zelphone, you both see what Klaus is doing, and it looks like he's trying to use his tail to steal off of your plate.
I'm going to bat the tail away. Just like
Hey.
before.
Oh, sorry guys. I thought y'all were done with that. That's my fault.
Hey, man. Don't touch a fat man's food.
You can have some of mine, and she gives you the meat off of her place. I'm not big on meat.
Oh, thank you. That's a kindness I do not know.
That sounded really depressing. If I may ask, Mr. Klaus, was it?
Yes.
What are you in for?
Well, I used to fight in an underground arena. 73-0. Until I was told to dive, and I didn't do it. And then the Black Circle came after me, and I had to murder 2 of their people. That's what ended me up here. They were upstanding citizens, if you would know.
Sounds like they deserved it to me.
I kind of have to
But
agree.
when you know people,
Stories being thrown about.
What was that, Dom?
Lots of similar stories being thrown about.
Yep, more murder. That just leaves you, Mr. What was it again?
Yulon.
Yulon. What are you here for?
I suppose technically the crime was high treason, but the murder of a holy man, to be precise.
You killed a priest?
He was doing things. I'm not going to elaborate. If you've heard the common folk say it, it was probably happening.
Oh, that's awful.
Yes.
Sorry to bring it up.
Question.
Yes.
Was there children involved?
Yulin?
Use your imagination. Or don't. Probably don't. That's more healthy for you.
A visible shiver goes down Ariel's spine as she clearly used her imagination. Alright then.
I said don't steal my bread.
So murders made in justice or self-defense. Aren't we a merry lot?
Like a big happy family.
We'll see.
Are there any other conversations you guys would like to have before you end your lunch with each other or other people there?
Now would probably
Club.
be a good time to finish up.
Klaus, do you want this bread?
well, yes I do. And can I pet the dragon?
Joker Jack speaks through the dragon. Sure, why not?
You hear Joker's voice come out of the dragon. I hate it when you do that!
The kids love it, you know it.
And as for if I can be pet, I am my own agent. I can decide whether or not I can be petted. Thank you very much.
Joker Jack, do it again. Sure, you can pet me as long as you want.
Agents of chaos abound. Yolant's just going to go ahead and finish up his plate.
All right. So as you all finish up your food, as you all eventually finish up your food, Cora approaches all of you and says, "I have been designated as the person to show you around town." Oh joy.
Lead on then.
First, ground rules. She holds up the stone that holds up a very similar stone to what Malik had earlier. Any of you act up, and I have full permission to use this. Am I clear?
Crystal.
And the rest of you?
Yeah.
Mine's here.
Good. Looks at your group. It's weird that there's 5 of you. Turns. Follow me.
What? There's only 4 dudes and a woman.
That doesn't make it better.
Mayhap, don't put it that way, mate.
Yeah, don't, no.
Just being honest.
She looks very uncomfortable.
That train does not need to come into the station.
As you all make your way outside, Yulin, I would like you to make a perception check.
Okay. 15.
Yulin, you knew there'd be a temple in this town somewhere. There had to be. What with, demons and devils running about. What you see makes your blood run a little cold as you catch a glimpse of a decently sized temple for a town this big with a big old sun symbol on top. Do you hide your disdain?
I don't think I care to hide my disdain.
Cora notices. What? You have a problem with Solosis?
It is because of one of his priests that I am here. I have no problems with the god himself, but I find that his followers have a tendency to hide behind his blinding light.
Well, sad to say your armor says otherwise. She gestures to all the sun symbols. I know someone who can fix that. Follow me. She takes you to a building. She takes you to a building in town.
This is not good.
She takes you to a building in town in which you hear it before you see it. The sound.
Oh God.
The sound of a blacksmith shop.
Ooh.
Oh, delightful.
As you approach, there's like an open air forge. And standing, working at it, you see...
Hephaestus.
Pardon me. You see a decently well-built man. With a halo above his head.
Hello there, mate.
And just a godly beard.
My kind of man.
And as you approach and say greetings, he says, "Oh, well, hello there." That voice does not match that face.
Okay then. Rather upbeat for a man of your stature.
well, I suppose it's rather different. The beard makes me look older.
Ah, yes.
The beard makes me look considerably older. I'm like 23. The man has a the man has a full freaking beard. And
I understand. The facial hair on my person also makes me look quite a bit older. I'm only 103.
You don't look a day over. You know what? I don't know what to say to elves, so I'm just gonna stop it there.
Just say we look nice, that's all.
I have heard that you can help me fix up my armor a bit.
Oh, something wrong with your armor? He looks at it. It looks a little old, but in pretty decent shape. I don't really see a problem with it.
I have, say, fallen out of line with the Temple of Solosis.
Oh. I mean, I know. I mean, he kind of tilts his head back and forth. I know Father Throm's a bit much, but like, really? Gonna give up your faith for that?
No. I don't suppose you heard about the killing in the Holy Capital.
Nope. We're way away from Vashnarava. And way away from, and even further away from Kenaval.
Right. Long story short, Prince was doing things to people he shouldn't be. I killed him for it. I no longer wish to be associated with that temple.
You know what? Fair. Okay. Yeah. So you want the sun symbology taken off of it? And maybe a recolor?
Recolor most definitely, but if you could just kind of like paint like a crescent moon over the face of the sun, that would be great. Like, don't cover it up fully. I know where I came from.
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
So
Here,
like
just give me your armor and I can take care of it in a snap.
So like a eclipse.
You-
Trust me, it'll take like, I don't know, a minute, maybe.
Well, I'll be standing here the time. Anyone else?
Nope.
Actually, you know what? I could probably do it while it's on you. And he walks over, he holds up his blacksmith hammer. Do you do anything, Yulin?
Panic. I say that aloud.
He hits your armor with his hammer, and in an instant, there is a flash of light. Yulin, I would like you to roll religion.
Oh, fuck. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20!
First one.
First nat 20 of the campaign!
The sign of the gods.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Clap, everybody, clap. Bravo. This probably sounds horrible on mic. First nat 20 of the campaign.
Bravo, bravo. Encore.
And it's a religion check from the freaking ex-paladin.
Which is why you should have religion, but okay.
I don't have religion.
That's honestly surprising to me. What was the backstory we put together?
It's just not important.
This man is an Azamar.
Oh.
Specifically, he is an Azamar of Brimstos, the god of fire, blacksmithing, and dwarves. The beard makes sense now.
Yes, it does. Neat parlor trick, that friend. Put work into it, have you?
As the light fades, your armor looks like it does in your picture.
Except
we
with the insignia of the sun with a crescent
Yes.
moon over it.
Yes, you have an eclipsed sun on your chest and on your shield. Actually, you don't have a shield.
I don't have a shield. I have a really big sword.
You have a very big sword. That is correct.
You gotta teach me that trick.
Sorry. Comes with the bloodline.
Dang. That'd be a really good trick for the party.
Well, if you ever need any other work, just call Darwin Stoneholm.
I'll make sure to call if, say, my blade gets chipped or some such.
Of course.
Always love to see one of the children of the gods about doing their business. Always a pleasure.
Oh, Pasha. I'm just another person. I just have a gift with metal. And if Dad's okay with that and he gestures towards the sky, I guess that's okay too. Although I get a lot of weird looks considering I'm not a dwarf, but I'm an Azamar of a dwarven god.
That is rather interesting, I will admit.
Yeah, the beard is also itchy.
Yeah, I get that too. I get that too. It is worth looking quite so.
Admittedly, yes, I get away. There are so many ladies who like me just for the beard.
Well, you don't really see many elves with facial hair about, so it's
True
always
that.
a surprise to some people.
True enough. At that moment,
Always a funny talking point.
At that moment, Cora goes, All right. On to the next place. I need to introduce you to a few people.
You heard the lady. Onwards to duty.
Yeah, he said duty.
Someone was going to say it.
The next place you were taken to is a weird-looking house. It looks like one half of it is a hut, and the other half of it looks a little bit like a miniature Hogwarts.
And what's this place supposed to be?
This is where the researchers live. If you need information on the things you're going to be fighting, they're the ones you talk to.
Definitely visit here later.
As you enter, you see the dichotomy continues as there's this messy-looking alchemy witch lab on one side, and this very neat and tidy little library on the other. You only see one person. You see a turtle man. Sort of sitting and reading a book. And turning a page very slowly. And as he hears you walk in, he looks up and goes, Oh, well, hello there. More prisoners come to talk to old... Where's this frickin' name? Old Winston, is there? Yes, Winston, that's my name. I'm old.
I can see that.
We all can see that.
And again, your kind have always looked a bit older than you are. No offense.
Yes, that is true. What with all of the saggy skin. But, you know, when you really reach an old age, you... What was I saying? Anyway, is there something in particular you need to know today, or are you just coming for a visit?
Just on a bit of a tour of grounds.
A tour?
Seeing what's what, who's who.
Oh, you must be new. I didn't recognize you without the armbands. Don't they have their armbands yet? We haven't given them to them yet.
Great.
Oh, Cora, always so dour. Let's get a smile. And he sort of stands up and walks over to Cora and starts trying to make her mouth smile with his fingers. And she just looks very annoyed.
You know, ordinary tortoise carry salmonella.
What's plus?
What's that?
Ordinary tortoise carry salmonella.
Can't hear you, Sonny. And he walks past you. Oh, you need to meet Uza, don't you?
Who?
Eh?
Oh, Uza, where is that? Are you hiding in a bottle again?
Yes.
You suddenly hear as a cork pops off of a potion bottle in the other side of the room, and you watch as a bright pink ooze blorps out of it, rolls around on the ground for a bit, then stands up to 3 feet tall and wearing a dark red and black robe that is a bit too long for being that short.
Bubbles, take note. Don't make sure nothing's in the potion bottle before I drink it.
New friends! New experiments.
I immediately hide behind the elf.
Daniel, are you saying something? You're lighting up, but nothing's coming out.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay, just checking. But yes, you see this.
I'm typing.
Okay, you see the small ooze woman in front of you.
I do.
Pleasure to meet you. Name's Uza.
Love you too.
Very on the nose.
It is! That's why I picked it.
You disturb me.
Clever.
I'm hiding behind you.
I'm the person you really want to talk to if you want information on devils and demons. I'm a devil demonologist.
Demonologist.
Yes.
Demonologist ooze. First time for everything.
Make a religion check.
Oh dear lord.
Religion or history? Anybody can make this.
18.
Anybody who wants to can make this. Anyone else want to make it, or just Dom?
Okay, I don't have a religion or.
Yeah, where is the religion?
It's one of your skills.
Okay, all I'll say is strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom.
Oh no! That's
charisma.
Oh, okay, I found it.
That's your stats. You want to go to skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I have it.
And again, it's religion or history. Yes, you do.
I rolled a 18.
Okay. That's pretty good, actually.
I got me a free.
That was -1 too.
That's
I got a 14.
All right, you all know this. Slime folk are a race that exists in the world, and it is well known that their origins, or at least religion-based. Actually, quick question: who rolled religion and who rolled history?
I
I
rolled
rolled
religion.
I rolled a religion.
Okay, everybody rolled religion.
I know.
Religiously, it is believed that slime folk were created by the god of ruin, Pestilonia, as a sort of attempt at creating a sentient slime army. But the god of knowledge, Solomon, found out and tampered with the creation and basically said, no, you're just going to be infinitely curious for the rest of your lives now, and Oozfolk were born as very playful, curious, sometimes trickster-like beings.
Again, Bubbles, take note. Never trust a potion bottle.
Speaking of potion bottles, and you watch as she stretches her arms up to a high shelf and pulls down a box and puts it in front of you guys. Here you go. Each of you get one.
Alrighty then.
In the box, you each find a single standard healing potion.
Oh,
So a
much
potion,
obliged, mates.
a potion of minor healing. You guys should probably write that down somewhere on your character sheet. I can more properly put it in later if you need me to.
Tis going in my bag.
Excellent.
Joker Jack.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
If
Joker Jack just carefully holding one up by two.
Go to your bag and you can add items if you find a healing potion. You scroll down.
Alright, my bag.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
ooh, what the what? I hit a thing. I hit a thing that I shouldn't have.
Why, my dear brother? Why?
Okay, I fixed it.
here's just a potion of healing.
2d4 plus 2?
Yeah, it's the
Oh, man.
basic.
Okay.
It's the basic minor healing potion.
Yeah,
Potion.
just potion.
Yes.
I'm just gonna attach that to one of the loops on my backpack.
Yes, absolutely. By the way, homebrew rule. It is and rule in the new official rules. It is a bonus action to use a potion.
Thank you.
Yay, I'm going to need these.
I know you will. That's part of the reason you're getting them.
So,
If you ever need
if I need more of these, do we come here and buy them, or?
Correct. I charge a standard rate for them. But don't worry. If you bring me something interesting, I might give you a discount.
You're creepy,
Interesting
Lane.
is what we do.
Cora will lean in and say, by interesting, she means if you bring her devil and demon parts.
I assume there's going to be plenty of that. So,
Of course. They don't disappear like they're supposed. Devil and demon bodies don't disappear like they're supposed to here.
Let's bring her the whole
out of
demon
curiosity, any parts in particular?
Well, I've never been able to experiment on a fresh set of demon genitals.
I knew that was coming. I
Right.
knew it. I knew
Yeah.
it.
Dude, I did too.
Any demon, or?
Oh, any demon. Any demon at all will do, and she gets this big, creepy smile on her face.
My fault. We
You
bring
want
her the
larger
whole
ones,
body.
smaller ones?
Oh, the size doesn't
Right.
matter.
I don't want to know. I don't think. But alright. I have a feeling I'm going to be one of your most reoccurring customers.
Oh, I'm sure. Just big old smile on her face.
Can we move on?
Yes, absolutely. Cora rushes out of the building.
Wait for me.
Show of hands.
Yolanda is briskly walking away.
Cora looks at all of you guys and say, show of hands, who's actually creeped out right now? She raises her own hand.
Joker Jack.
Raised.
Joker Jack raised his.
Klaus
Hi.
is shoveling food into his mouth that he stole and raising his hand.
Yeah, I'm not raising my hand.
Ariel raises her hand. Alright. Next place you need to go is... Let's see. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Okay. Follow me. We have to go to the barracks.
Huh.
Right.
As you all make your way through, you
Okay,
eventually...
just so y'all know, not mean to cut you off. I'm about to have to go down here and watch the kids while she gets a shower.
Okay.
So we're probably gonna have kids in the background.
Oh, that's fine. I've had my girls in the background of a game before, and in all honesty, this game is chaotic. I'm not worried about the extra noise.
We're kind of used to
Okay.
kids in the background.
It'll get more chaotic than demons.
Right?
Because I didn't know, like she didn't know how long we was gonna go for. So
Yeah, like I said, it's usually like 3 hours, and I apologize for that. We're getting close to the wrap up point. I promise.
okay.
All right, you all are taken to the barracks. You find what looks like an old military barracks, easily recognizable by both Yulin and Zelphone, because you guys were trained at one of these. Outside of it, you see several fit men in sort of ramshackle armor. It looks like it'll work, but it's not the best. It's what they can afford. And watching over them... Huh?
You want to go on the porch for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
As they...
You sure?
They're standing out in front of the barracks, they're training, and you see that very angry-looking orc. He's yelling orders like, You call that a strike? Raise your arm higher! Come in at a different angle! You think you're gonna cut through devils and demons like that?
The military at its finest.
You want to close it, Pet? Alright, what was the last thing y'all said?
Drill
Just-
sergeant is barking orders
Drill sergeant is barking orders.
Owen.
at poor bastards on the floor.
No, he's standing.
Bye.
He's yelling at these, he's clearly yelling and instructing these, militia members, by the look of it. Standing off to the side from him, you see that hag spawn woman, who, I didn't describe it before, but she's actually in armor as well. And it's at this point that you notice that
I'll put you next, okay?
her armor is sort of a silver, green, and gold. And around her neck, she's wearing this sort of thin cord necklace, and hanging from it is, it looks like a little person made out of twigs.
Is this a religion or are we fine?
If you want to make a religion check, be my guest. The elves will have advantage on this.
Friends from work.
Oh, great. I am not full.
You are half-elf. You would not have advantage.
No.
Unfortunately, only a 9.
The good news is it's not a very high DC for the elves in the room. The effigy is...
I rolled a 18.
Oh! Well,
Yeah, I'm
Zellophone,
this.
you immediately recognize it. You may have not grown up in any of the courts, but you were still taught a lot of the information that had to do with your elven culture. That wooden stick effigy is in the name of Artemeos, the goddess of elves and fae. It would also have you peg her. It would also have you peg that she is a paladin of Artemeos.
Oh, nice.
Shortly after you arrive at the barracks, Cora lets out a very shrill whistle that I will not replicate that catches the orc's attention. And he approaches the group, that same sneer still on his face. And he says, "What do you want now, inmate?" I'm here to introduce you to some of the new members of the community. Herkin. These are the residents of Third House, room 420. Gentlemen and lady, this is Herkin Stonescalp. He is the captain of the new Hillside Militia.
And I explain myself.
Okay.
Can you push me even more while I'm spitting? And make the castle.
That's right. I am the captain. Which means, if any of you step out of line, it's my job to break you.
What one you delightful?
Captain,
It's a game. Yeah.
you were told to... Captain, you were told to stop... You were told to stop trying to threaten the new inmates. You hear the hag spawn call out. You'll have to excuse my captain. He's very old-fashioned when it comes to criminals. Pleasure to meet you. The name's Abigail Goodchild, and she extends a hand.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
How do you do?
Howdy. Is Klaus still eating? Patrick?
Becky, get the tire out of your mouth. Get it out of your mouth.
I think we might have lost Patrick.
I think I heard a no.
The hag spawn will say, "It's good to
Slide it
have...
over, Teddy.
It's good to have new
Sorry,
people
guys.
in..." Huh?
I said sorry.
Oh, that's fine. It's
Hey.
good...
Don't hit your brother.
It's good to have new people in town. You all look pretty strong and reliable. I'm sure you'll be able to handle most of what comes at you. Anything that you can't handle on your own, that's when we get called
Just
in.
push your car.
Huh?
He's not pushing you. Jackie. What'd you say, Lakota?
She was just explaining that basically the job of the militia is to assist whenever you guys have to deal with problems that you can't deal with that is just for you guys.
So I assume we'll be seeing larger scale engagements.
Exactly. We're for big incursions.
Understood.
Right.
Sounds like my kind of people.
We are not your kind of people. Your kind of people are filth.
Okay, without the murdering, I'm just saying, listen, we had the same goal. Okay.
My goal is to keep the people here safe. Your goal is to spend 2 years babysitting, and leave. He storms off.
A man does his duty.
Abigail sighs.
Give me an extra
I
boost.
apologize for him.
No, he's a lovely fellow.
We're just getting to know each other. I can tell we're going to be great friends.
Yeah.
Haha. I certainly hope he learns to behave.
We'll see. All things in time.
Fat
Abigail,
chance.
Abigail will nod and say, "May Artemeos guide your way. Have a wonderful afternoon."
As
Right.
to you,
Anywhere we should be reporting to?
Your first night in town is never a work night.
party!
You're not that far off. She takes you all to a tavern,
Yeah, I told you it was a
where
party.
you see tons of the other prisoners gathered inside the building, shouting and chatting. And it's very clear this was a planned visit. First night in town, you relax. You're going to spend the next 2 years trying to save yours and everyone else's ass here. You might as well have one night of peace. And she walks
That
away.
depends on the demons.
And she walks away, leaving you all to spend the night however you wish. And for now, because it is 7:47, and I think we've lost Patrick.
I'm still here. Sorry.
Okay,
No, Klaus, come back.
let me just...
Klaus is just stuffing his face with food the whole time while y'all are
Of
doing
course.
this trip.
I kind of figured. Okay, does anyone feel like they need to stop here?
It would be better for me if we did stop. Yes.
I kind of had a feeling. So we're going to stop here and we'll pick back up. Do you guys feel comfortable picking back up next Monday?
That's good with me.
I'd be fine.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okie dokie.
All right, and with that, we will be ending for the night. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And here's to hopefully a long and successful campaign. Good night.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
This is going to be fun.
That is very much what this is starting
Oh,
to feel like.
I almost
Yeah,
forgot.
this is good, actually.
I almost forgot. I have a thing I do at the end of all of my videos.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye!
Bye-bye.
Stopping recording now.